Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thank you. What are we going to do today? Well, man, it feels like March already. It's 23rd of February. I looked at the long range forecast. I say long range, 7 days. And anyway, it had it high 60s all the way up into March. And I said, well, I normally like to try to plant potatoes March 1st, but you know what? I can get in the ground right now today, thankfully, to making these rolls up a couple of weeks ago. You guys remember we had just a little bit of a dry spell, so I made some rolls up. There's a couple of spots. I can tell you right now that that's going to be a little sticky, and it may be a little sticky down there, but we're going to plant them. I did this when the boys were young. We're going to plant them with the Holland planter again. Yeah, I won't be able to guarantee which way some of these halves of the potatoes land, but I've done it before and had a real good success with it. It was before I started filming with the YouTube, and the boys were real young. I think I posted a picture under the community tab when the boys were real young and they were riding the planter. But we planted this, guys, if you'll remember, back was it this fall with it, Will? Mm-hmm. The garlic. And we can see here, I mean, she's got a nice little stand. I'm hopeful that maybe if it won't rain maybe tomorrow and it doesn't rain Saturday morning, I'm hopeful, it may be cold, but I'm hopeful Saturday morning I can come through here with the cultivators and just kind of break it up just a little bit, drop a little bit of triple 17 on it, and not a whole lot, and get her going pretty good. I mean, there's some good looking garlic here, and I think it's going to be a great 2 rolls of garlic. But I feel like I got enough potatoes for at least a roll and a half and maybe 2 rolls. And we're going to plant them going that way, and we're going to drop them in the sort again. Come on, I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so we got the Holland transplanter, and the last time we talked about this planter, I had did some work on the watering trick, and that I'm not going to water anything today with it. We're going to plant the potatoes with no water. That was to get ready for the sweet potatoes that I hope and look to get maybe in May, middle May, I can't remember. But I mean, she's performing good and working good. But the plan is, again, for every time the boys hear this noise right here, every time you hear it click, every time that water goes up and down, then you know a finger has come by. This little waterer right here. And they're going to be right here. Of course, this won't be in their way. And they're just going to drop a potato right in that sword there. So we got to make sure the potato can go down that sword. Now, Will bought me some seed potatoes, and some of them are pretty big. So like this one, as you can see, guys, it's got a couple of eyes on it. That one, it stopped, but it went. I'll just have to make sure to tell them to reach up in here and do it. But it went through there. So we about know what size we can do. And I'm not going to say that there's not going to be a spot that may be missing a potato. Could be. But I'm going to try to slow this tractor down a little bit more than I did with the garlic. And well, hopefully it comes out good. We'll cut some potatoes in a minute. Show you this while I'm thinking about it. Whenever, it's hard to see on camera, but this is leaning about like this. So what will help this planter stay up the hill is if I unloosen this and do that right there. That'll help that planter stay up the hill. You could even do that with the corn planter, not sure. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Somebody commented, Nate commented that he bet that with the spring that we're having, I did a short on the finished product of the planter that I got and redid the planter hopper of it. Got some parts from Duffield Equipment, and he said with the spring we're having, that corn will probably live, and he may be right. Here it is, February the 20th. I think I shot that short a couple days ago, a day ago. So February 22nd or something like that, and I just used a little bit of extra seed corn that I had that I raised from the Stoles Evergreen, and it'd be amazing. If I'll say this, if it makes it through some frost before I get up there to plant whatever I was going to plant, beans or what have you, I will let it live. If it makes it through, we'll let it live. We won't cut it under. But to be honest with you guys, I really just didn't think it'd make it. I'm one of the old school people, and now this is the time of year also with planting potatoes. You know, I could go along and probably bust this open with the middle buster, and then cover it up with a hoe or something like that. But I mean, I've done this before with the potatoes, and it had real good success, and it's pretty easy to do. Just ride it a couple of rounds and you're done. But I always get comments about, I think the word is curing my potatoes or something like that, and I assume it's something to the extent is where you cut these things and you let them crust over on the cut side. No, I've never done that. Is it wrong? I don't know. I just personally have never done it and never really had a problem with what I did, so they always came up. But what I was going to say, I'm the school of thought where I truly believe it may take it a week and a half longer, but like that when you don't really see no eyes on it, but you put that thing in the dark and cover it up with some dirt, I'm of the school of thought that I think it makes some eyes pretty quick. I mean, I think even though you don't really see none, that could be the start of one right there. But you don't see one like that. But that could be the start of one there. But I've always planted those too, and the places that I plant them, they come up good. So I don't know. We'll see. Let's cut a few while we're waiting on Sammy and Ellie to get here, and then we'll run them down the planter. Showing up late, as always.
What?
We got to do a little bit of coaching.
Sam,
Okay.
you know what you do? You got grease on one of them.
So obviously, if some of these things, and I'm gonna slow the tractor down more than I did with the garlic.
Yeah.
Now, obviously that. What would you think, Sammy? Would it be able to drop like that, or would you need to turn it?
You need to turn it.
Okay.
Or because it'll get stuck.
Here's the other thing.
Huh?
The further you can get your hand this way, the better chance of it falling. And the reason being is because it's tapered.
Mm-hmm.
In the front, it's tapered and it flares out as it goes back. It flares out wide. I hope this is enough to plant this row. If one sticks and you can't get it, just say ho.
Okay.
And I'll stop and just push it with your hand, and then I'll, somebody give me the go ahead and go again. Yeah.
You can see a little bit of light through it.
Yeah, but it's hopefully there's a little eye right there.
So give me a tobacco stick, I'll just lay it across here.
And if we run out, I do have some cuttings in here that didn't appear to have eyes. We'll finish the row out with that.
And just hope they eye up under the soil.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they would. All right, get on there, boy. And I'll tell you when to let it down. And
How do we let it down?
You just push it down, but I'll tell you when, okay? Some in your hands and get ready. Y'all ready? Oh.
Alright, keep going.
You're good. We are. Really, I could do it by myself if I needed to.
Good, you need to catch up?
No. Notice mine's not getting stuck on. Alright.
All right, well, it's kind of what I thought. I hate, my tractor runs a little rich by nature. Probably need to put a carburetor kit on it, but it doesn't, it's not a big deal when you're cutting and cultivating stuff. But anyway, when I run a low RPM, I'll foul a plug pretty quick. The boy's doing good. I think that's going to be pretty fair. We don't have that many left, so what we're going to do, we're going to run out to when they run out, and we're going to mark the row, and from there out we're going to try to put some carrots. I've never planted carrots before in my life, but I'm going to try a few carrots in this row right here and just see how it comes out. Maybe to do some good, I don't know. And then we still have one row there that if we get a chance, maybe middle of March, we can get a hold of some broccoli and cabbage, we can run that roll of broccoli and cabbage out, and hopefully by then, you know, maybe I can have worked up a few more rolls. But it's working out pretty good. I think she'll be fine. Everything's at a good, I like planting with a planter if I can, because everything's at a good single depth. Nothing too deep, too light. So we'll see how, you know, of course I'm gonna bring you guys along this whole year, and we'll see how it comes out, and see if it, I mean, just like the garlic, when I planted it, I'm sure a lot of folks will, I don't know how this deal's gonna work out, tossing that garlic through there, but you know, you guys can see it worked out fine. It's wonderful 2 rolls of garlic, and took us, really, it looks like it takes a lot filming, but it really, honestly, it takes just a couple of minutes to do the whole row. What y'all got?
I was pulling a
We
couple
just
out.
pulled some out of the sword.
You have potatoes in my sword.
Yeah. It was only like 3 though. We pulled them out.
I'm a little bit faster than Sam, so he gave me the majority of them.
So a little bit of a life lesson here. When you're working, manufacturing, and when you and Will know this, nobody's gonna wait for you. You got to get it done. I mean, that's this planter has no mercy on anybody. He don't say, well, this fella's not as fast as this fella, or you know, it don't care.
Yeah, that's why I'm picking up the slack.
You got to feed it. So what I'm trying to tell you is, in your mind, as soon as you drop the one potato, you got to be ready for the next one. You got to be thinking in your mind, okay, the next one, the next one, the next one. And if y'all rode 5 acres of tobacco planting, if you did, you would realize that once you put that plant in here, you got another one coming right around behind it. It's not this one, but it's this one. And this one ain't gonna wait on you to get ready. It's coming.
Because if I do this one, when this one comes down, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
So I'm waiting on this one.
Yeah. But
If you got a slow person with the thing, you have to do like this.
yeah, it does.
That's why
So
I like that carousel planter.
I was tempted to try a few of these. So let's do this. We'll let it down, and let's run out about 10 foot, and that's where we'll put the carrots.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you when to start dropping them, and see if you can mark that spot maybe,
For what?
so I can know how far to plant the carrots.
Okay.
But anyway, if we run out of potatoes, we're gonna try an experiment. These are some that I didn't think had an eye. So take these, some of these, and put in there, and we'll just see if I come up.
I'll tell you when.
Don't use the good potatoes, Mark. You got time. Okay, Mark, drop.
All right, I'm out.
You can keep going real quick. I got a couple left I can throw. All right,
We're out.
Let's try some of them split ones.
Look at all this, look at the rings.
What do you think, guys? I think that'll work out just fine. We'll see if we can get some carrots planted maybe the next day or so. Carrots worry me a little bit because, you know, if they was a sprout during some of this warm weather and it get a couple of cold days in March, it'd be worrying me a little bit. But we may try a little bit of them anyway. I think that'll be all right. Appreciate everybody watching, tuning in. Thank you. Looking forward to some little bit warmer, dry weather and some garden planting and using this planter a little more. God bless you. God loves you. We'll see you. Well, it's not goodbye yet. God does love you, but it's not goodbye yet. We were talking when we got off the tractor at the house, and Will's like, you know, Dad, I don't know if I just go and do it today, and if you wait and it rains on it and that gets hardened and stuff like. I said, well, you know, you're probably right. So this is what we're gonna plant. We're gonna plant orange blaze carrot from Hall's Tools. I've never even seen a carrot seed, so let's just see what it looks like. Never have I planted any either, guys. So y'all take it easy on me. Good Lord, them little things, they look like fescue in there, or something as small as that. Wow. So we definitely won't be planting that, all of that. So here's my thinking. I know, you know, somebody's got a little raised bed, which is fine. I wouldn't mind having a few myself. But you can put it in that little square area. But I want to be able to cultivate the sides of this with my rolling cultivators. So my thinking is, guys, I was going to come in here with my peg. This peg right here. And this is where that planter ran. And I'm gonna make me a little single row, and this will be the center of the row, by the way, because the planter was lined up with the center of the tractor. Okay, so we're thinking our first potato drop was somewhere right in here. And according to the back of this package, a 1/4 inch depth, which is hardly anything, like nothing almost, and a 1/2 inch to 1.5 inch spacing. I don't think I'll have enough to get to the end. So let's get them in my hand here. I sure appreciate everybody tuning in. Boy, I hope I don't make a mistake here. Look, there's even 1, 2 in there. I might put the glasses on for this, guys. I don't even know if I even want to hardly even try to cover these things up. May not be no carrot mother load here when we get done, but you know what? We'll have a few, hopefully. The seed is not quite as small as well, yeah, it is still kind of small, but it's kind of funny. It's got little ridges on it. It's hard to see them, but little ridges on them. I don't know, they're neat. I've never really ate that many carrots unless it was in a soup or a stew. But I do know that the broccoli, which I didn't raise none last year, the broccoli that I usually raise, man, fresh out of the garden, it is tender. I guess I'm banking on a little bit of attrition here. I might have a problem if they come up too thick, which if they do that, if they do come up too thick, we'll thin them out. I guess that would be a good problem to have. Now, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Now I can say back in the 80s and 90s, I've been guilty of taking a pack like this and having a few left and like, okay. Because, you know, we just didn't, seed was just so plentiful, you know, you didn't have to worry about it. Now it's like, woo, save every seed you got. I'll tell you what I got in mind here to cover this. We're just going to use the pack itself. Call this video Potatoes and Carrots. You know, I had a question the other day. I wonder if you could boil some carrots, get them real soft, and then put the same recipe you would put on like a sweet potato pie, but use carrots and have a carrot pie. Or like a pumpkin pie. Just use carrots in place of the pumpkin. I wonder if that'd be good. All right. Y'all don't kill me on the comments if I planted them things too thick or too shallow or too, I don't know. I don't mind. Seriously, you guys are a wealth of information for me a lot of times. I've never claimed to be a garden expert. I just get out here and do it, see what it does, sometimes play around a little bit. I will say the new planter is not as critical to have to plant on a flat surface as my other planter. You guys that's been around, watch the channel, you know I try to keep it, I bed a roll up, knock it down, keep it flat. This was just subsoiled last year with the subsoiler, and that new little planter dropped right in one of them subsoil tracks and just went on to town. So I was very pleased with that, how it did that. So that opens up a few avenues there. It actually opens up some replanting avenues, because I have had corn before where it did good for 20 feet and maybe the crows got the last of the row where you could go in and drop that planter and plant right on top of what you had. But all right, this time we're gonna let you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Appreciate everybody watching, hanging in there. Hopefully get a couple more videos out. I'm trying to think, I got some traveling to do. So I got to get some more videos out pretty soon. This video here, my computer's on the way. This video will probably be done on the iPhone. Maybe my next video by then, it will be done, the first Final Cut Pro video. You guys probably won't see a big, tremendous difference. It's going to take me a little bit to learn that program and figure out how to do it, but you know, the fiber's just about installed. They're getting as close as you, I mean, it looks like it'll be ready in a week or two, so Hopefully, don't be surprised if we do an impromptu live from the shed one evening. That'll be good. So if we do that, then you'll know the fiber's installed. But anyway, God bless y'all. We'll see you.